Good evening, Bloomington hockey fans. We are coming to you live from the Bloomington Ice Garden on this balmy Tuesday afternoon, where the Lady Jags will be taking on Minneapolis for their second time this year. We're right now getting the starting lineups. We'll let that play out before we pick up a little pregame chatter before the puck drops.
And number 39, Gabrielle Behringer. Starting at center, number 8, Sylvie Cruz. On the bench from Minneapolis, Tom Helden. Now let's meet your home team, Jefferson Jaguars. Starting in goal, it's number 30, Ada Bird.
Ada Bird starting in net, as always.
On defense, number 4, Lola Herman.
Herman starting as one blue liner.
Ava Trineri.
Ava Trineri joining her.
18, Carly Sandman.
Sam Navent playing one wing.
Number 23, Ella First.
First playing the other.
Number 25, Elise Tyus.
And Tyus centering that starting lineup.
For the Jaguars, Erin Schramm and Alexandra Getters. Are we ready? Say it with me. Let's play hockey.
All right, so John, I was not here for the New Prague game. You're going to have to catch me up to speed on how that game played out.
Game played out well on both ends in terms of both the JV and the varsity teams doing very well on senior night. A little bit of a different lineup, Ryan, as we often see the flexibility of this JV Jaguar team, because of course any senior that at times or often plays on the JV team or playing on the varsity team for that night appropriately. So Megan Hoffbeck, as just one of them, was on the varsity bench and played throughout the game. So they had a couple different players come in and plug in. So far, as we see the lineups here, there are not any regular varsity starters who are on the bench. We'll see if any cycle in at this point. But these JV Jaguar players have done very, very well and look to try to repeat this today as Elise Tyus takes and wins the face-off, draws it back to Trineri.
I've noticed as the seasons progress, Tyus has been consistently playing center, John. She gets incredibly low on the face-off. Almost face mask maybe 12 inches off the ice.
Almost touching your toes.
Pretty incredible balance, honestly, for being that low to the ground.
And if I'm not mistaken, she's not just the tallest player on the JV team, one of the tallest players in the entire program. So
she's not starting out low to the ground.
Very athletic, very flexible, and quite successful with that stance in terms of winning faceoffs. And sure enough, the Jaguars have it in their offensive zone with nearly a minute gone from this first period.
Second unit out there now. Puck comes back to Lindman at the blue line. Gets knocked away, but Woodford retreats to recover it. Goes back behind the net. Hoffbeck and Thornburg both back there. Thornburg trying to get a shot on. She gets it to Woodford. A backhander. Pad save to the corner. Woodford gets it to Hoffbeck. Bloomington working sort of a triangle there on all around the net. Couldn't get a really good shot on, though. Just couldn't quite get a stick on it in shooting position.
But we've seen that quite a lot this year so far in terms of them trying to find the open player in front of the net, often with the tip-in attempt, which has often been successful. And one of the markers of the JV game against New Prague were at least 4 really good backhand shots and some tip-in attempts as well. So very strong.
Minneapolis with a breakaway attempt here. Splits the D, makes a move, but the backhand goes wide of the net. Now a wraparound attempt. Bird's there with the pad, shuts that down. Here comes Tyus the other way. Has Sam Navent with her, but she gets across the red line, dumps it in deep. Sam Navent races to the corner. Gets tied up there, goes down. Puck still tied up in the corner. First comes in to help out, forces them to throw it into the far side. Tyus forecheck, forces it turned around. Goes back behind the net. Minneapolis, third attempt to get it up the boards. Finally gets it across the blue line here, but Bloomington in good position. Strong back check there by First, breaks it up. Keith's got it. She's got a little bit of room, but she's got to hurry. Tries to go up the sidewall to Sam Navent, hits traffic. Lindman helping out. Now Tyus to First. First looking at Sam Navent. Good pass there, just bounced over the stick. Minneapolis throws it right back in. Lindman's going to retrieve that, but loses the puck race into the corner. Bodies up the Minneapolis forward. Tyus comes away with it, chips it up the boards. There's a puck race. Woodford's trying to get there. Gets her stick tied up on the backhand. Gets a shot on. And our first, I don't think that should be the first official shot. I think that should be number 2, but regardless, first scoring opportunity of the game.
The aforementioned backhand on display right there, as well as the speed of Etta Woodford, who did show that against New Prague in the most recent game there. And Ada Bird tested early by that breakaway, equal to the task. One shot on each side, no score yet, 12-16 remaining in the first.
Minneapolis turns it over behind the net, but it's still on the side wall. That's going to be chipped out to center ice. Trineri retrieves, safely plays it along the boards. Now she goes cross ice, finds Herman. Herman tried to get it to Woodford, but the pass was behind her. Minneapolis throws it right back to Herman. Now she's going to second attempt to get it to Woodford, succeeds. She gets it to Thornburg. Thornburg makes a move, cuts in, forehand, save, rebound wide of the net. Another good scoring opportunity for this line. Here comes Minneapolis the other way. They've got to the blue line, enters the zone with control. In the corner, that's Thornburg fighting for it. She tries to get it ahead to Sam Nevent. Held in by the blue line. Now it's chipped away. Thornburg's got it. This line's in need of a change, so she dumps it in the corner. We're going to get 5 fresh skaters out there. Sam Nevent on the forecheck, forces a turnover. That's picked up by First. She backhands it on net. Tyus was there, but tied up by the Minneapolis defender. First disrupts that breakout attempt. Second effort gets it out to the red line. Lindman goes cross ice to Keith. One touch up to First. Enters the zone, cuts behind. But it ran into Tyus there, who was trying to get out of her way. Comes back into the defensive end. Lindman's got a little bit of room, but her pass hit the forechecker's stick. Sam Nevent helping out on the sidewall. Centering pass intercepted by Keith. Keith rings the boards. That's going to be too hard for First. Shot blocked by First at the blue line. Tyus, snap pass over to Sam Nevent. On the forecheck, she forces a turnover. Oh, she's offside, doesn't realize it.
Nice aggressive forecheck, though.
That was.
And almost led to a breakaway. As you mentioned, she would have been offside, but keep doing that, and those are going to go your way, or you're going to be onside by the inch or two that she was offside the next time.
Challenging bouncing puck there. Bird does a good job to just keep that out of the net. Woodford tried to find Thornburg. No icing there. Going to wave that off, so Thornburg goes in hard, takes the body. Woodford comes to pick up the loose puck. She and Thornburg lose it. Here comes Minneapolis with some speed the other way. Trineri with the initial poke check. And then Herman gets it to Thornburg at the blue line. Ahead to Hoffback. Hoffback just one-hands it in after getting tied up by the D. Back out to center ice. This line looks really fast tonight, John.
Really does, as do the defense
right.
Pairing of Lola Herman and Ava Trineri. Ava just bringing it forward there, getting it to Etta Woodford for a nice sharp shot, but turned away by the goaltender's pad as Minneapolis brings it into the neutral zone, trying to get an offensive opportunity.
We're going to have a loud, small yet loud contingent of Minneapolis fans for the JV game here.
Likely to grow. And speaking of crowds, boy, did we have a nice crowd for senior night last Friday night. That was
impressive. That was basically filled the home side of the rink.
It really did, and well-deserved for the 8 seniors who played a terrific game as the Jaguars handily beat the New Prague Trojans, but they will have their hands full tonight against the Minneapolis squad in the varsity game as well.
Bloomington with a really good job forechecking here, John. They're making it difficult for Minneapolis to get out. So far, they haven't had opportunities directly off of turnovers, but they're knocking the puck loose. Eventually, that's going to spring somebody. And here comes Thornburg, weaving through traffic. Lost the puck on the third defender. So Minneapolis comes back the other way, but there's Woodford to knock it loose. Finally, Minneapolis just dumps it deep. They're going to try to get a change. Keith retrieves, but loses it, trying to carry it up the near side wall. That's held in. Thornburg's got it now. She spins away from trouble. Comes up. She's got Woodford with her and Hoffback. Goes off the wall. Hoffbeck's going to get to that puck first. She's got space. She drops it back to Lindman. Lindman throws that on net, but it hit the D in front.
Nice speed by Megan Hoffbeck there, creating an opportunity, but back down in the offensive zone for Minneapolis, but it'll be picked up by Taylor Keith right here.
Whoa.
Taken down by a Minneapolis player, but no whistle.
Keith basically enveloped right there in the corner.
She did not win that physics experiment.
No, she did not.
But it was clean, and appropriately they held on to their whistle there.
I think that was a matter of the forward having about 10 inches on Keith and just sort of falling over her when she got low.
But Taylor Keith, not surprisingly, as we've seen often, got right back up, and Jaguars got the puck, but ended up icing it down in the corner. So Ada Bird will face a face-off to her left. It'll again be taken by the crouching tiger, Elise Tyus here, in terms of getting low, and we'll see if she's got some hidden dragon in her as well. And indeed, but this one goes back to Minneapolis, but broken up here by Samneveth, and looks like that Ava Trineri is able to clear it into the neutral, and now the offensive zone.
Samneveth aggressive on the forecheck, but Minneapolis changes direction, creates a little space, and there's First to break it up. Again, making it difficult to get out, and in fact, Trineri dumps it into the corner. First and Samneveth again, pressure, and now behind the net. Turnover, Tyus just couldn't quite handle it. She was trying to spin to the front. Puck thrown on net, a weird deflection. Those, we talk about that all the time, John. It doesn't have to be a hard shot or a sniper shot, but those ones that change direction or get flipping on their side can be really tough to save, because you never know where it's going to like roll or bounce or...
Absolutely, and it did seem that it almost got into the corner, but a really nice quick move there by number 35, Amelia Woldham, who is a goalie out of Roosevelt High School. So very well done by her, and she certainly has been tested with 5 shots so far compared to 2 for Minneapolis, and almost a big opportunity right there. But
Herman threw off the face-off, threw that puck to the far side post, had Hoffbeck there, but she couldn't redirect it. Another puck in through the crease. Woodford breaks up the outlet pass. Comes out to Trineri at center ice. She makes a move. She's going to carry it in. Now she's got some room. She's going to get a shot. Went for the glove side upper corner. Just missed high and wide. Back to Herman. Herman makes a move, but has it knocked away. Woodford back to Trineri. Trineri throws that one on net. Stick save to the side. Minneapolis, I think, just trying to ice it at this point, and on second attempt gets it down.
Indeed, that's what they do. Nice offensive opportunities by Ava Trineri from the defensive slot. She, of course, often plays forward for the varsity team. And in the third period, Ryan, of the JV game against New Prague, they moved her from defense to forward, and she responded with 2 nice goals. So had a really terrific game on the blue line, as well as when she was put up front here, and trying to put one in here in the first period, but so far scoreless with 5:40 remaining.
If you're sensing any motion sickness at home, that's because we have Kurt Krenz on the camera tonight, struggling with the new tripod and how to configure the right height and the direct angle. So it's sort of like watching a kid with a new chemistry set, try to figure out how to use it. If nothing else, it's amusing to John and I.
Well, you know what often happens with kids in chemistry sets.
Yeah,
so
yes.
We may need to step away a foot or two, Ryan. So.
Just waiting for him to get like his jacket caught in a gear or something. Bloomington, forechecking into the corner. Minneapolis trying to break out, but just pushes it across the blue line. Thornburg tied up there. Samneveth delivers a hit there at the blue line. Again, that was clean. She was going for the puck. Good physical play, though. Keith's going to hold that one in, or attempted to. It bounced over her stick. Both Hoffbeck and Lindman back. Hoffbeck slingshots around the net. Finds Woodford. She's got... that's probably offsides. She had Thornburg up ahead, but Thornburg bobbled the pass a little bit. And Hoffbeck, anticipating that was going to go in, scooted across the blue line. So, John, every time I see Hoffbeck go around the net, I think of the Apollo 13 movie where they had to, like, slingshot around the moon to get enough momentum to make it back to Earth.
Indeed. she clearly can build that momentum with her speed, and that's a.
I don't know if the
hallmark
net
of her
has a
career.
gravitational pull or not. I don't think Bird at her size is adding much. I don't know, maybe it's a really dense pipe or something.
She's hoping it has at least on the offensive zone, a puck gravitational pull.
Yeah.
It'll bring it in for a goal as does Ava Trineri as she brings it down as the defenseman. Nice dump off to Megan Hoffbeck, who tries to return the favor in front of the net. Turned away by Woldrum, the goalie, but Jaguars maintain control of it in the offensive end.
Woodford's got it behind the net. She's looking for an outlet pass. Does a rotation in the corner with Thornburg. Thornburg had Hoffbeck covering at the blue line. All three forwards now on the left side. Keith successfully holds it in. Woodford's going to forecheck. Outlet pass. Doesn't connect. Sam Nevent, fresh off the bench, dumps it right back in. Bloomington definitely winning the offensive zone time here in this first period. We got 3 minutes left. Score's still 0-0. Bloomington ahead on shots 8-3. That's probably under tallied, I think, on Bloomington's part. But not a lot of high probability scoring opportunities, just a lot of offensive zone time, but not getting a ton of shots from the slots or really hard shots yet, John.
But perhaps the cumulative effect, will ultimately make a difference here because Woldrum has been able to turn away 8 shots, done a nice job of it, but you keep putting them on there. And as that one almost bounced in that we alluded to before, Ryan, they might be looking for one of those as well. At least Tyus takes and wins the draw, but it's kicked out by a Minneapolis player, leads to a Minneapolis shot, but turned away by the blocker of Ada Bird.
Tyus gets it up to Sam Nevent, but that's held in. Trineri now. She's got first along the side wall, tips it ahead to Tyus. Tyus is going to have some room. She's got Sam Nevent with her. Her shot goes wide of the net. Over on the sidewall, Minneapolis picks it up. They come around the net. First pressuring it. Wow, the Minneapolis player grabbed first stick flat out. Didn't hold it long enough to, I guess, draw a penalty, but you don't see that often, John, where they just hold the defender's stick out of the way. That was somewhat impressive.
We've heard whistles for icing, offsides, and saves. No penalties so far. A few that were borderline, including that one, but the refs have been pretty even on both sides and just allowed them to play on, including some of those physical plays that we've referenced on both sides as well. Etta Woodford tries to get it out of the neutral zone, but back into the defensive zone.
Keith's going to retrieve. She's got Woodford on the sidewall, but 4 Minneapolis players over there to cut that off. Kick save over to the far side wall. Hoffbeck tries to get it out. Lindman now still hits traffic, held in. Minneapolis with their first sustained pressure in a while. Keith struggling to pick that off the boards, hit these Zamboni doors down there. Now they get it ahead to Hoffbeck. She tried to find Thornburg. Minneapolis throws it in, another weird hop off the boards, but Minneapolis offsides. Ref yodeling over there to get their attention. Here comes Lindman. She dumps it in. She's going to go for a change along with Hoffbeck.
You mentioned, Ryan, the offensive pressure by Minneapolis. Not since the beginning of the game had we seen that, and had the Jaguars pinned back a bit and going to try to do it again here as they get into neutral, but intercepted by Etta Woodford.
Well, I will say the one thing Minneapolis, that's somehow tucked in. I think Woodford was trying to just get it in front because she was being tied up. I was just about to credit Minneapolis. They were doing an excellent job of tying up sticks, John. So part of the reason Bloomington's struggling to get good shots is Minneapolis is just every time they get near the puck, they're sort of poking at them, prodding, pulling. And that time Woodford being held, I think just tried to slide it into the crease to see what happened, and it must have went off the pad and inside the near post.
I mentioned a moment ago, you just keep putting those pucks on the net, and they're hoping that one, might go in the corner, and that was the same corner where the puck had bobbled before. So here's another attempt by Lola Herman on the same side, but goes a little bit wide of the net, Ryan.
Herman dumps it behind the net to first. She goes up the sidewall to Trineri. Trineri centers it. It's kicked back to the side. First trying to get it in front. Another one hits the side of the net, now centered. Sam Nevent was there, but as mentioned, tied up by the Minneapolis D. Here comes first on her backhand. She gets stick swapped and then taken down. There's our first penalty, John. That one was a little more aggressive. Took her down. Sam Nivent dumps it behind the net. Minneapolis will touch up here. We've only got 16 seconds left in the first period, so chances are we'll start the second period with a player advantage.
Even with these let them play refs, that's one that they had to whistle right there, and an appropriate call, and it'll give the Jags a power play here.
That might have been a little cumulative effect too, John, because she initially slashed her with her stick. You know, not egregious, but sometimes they'll call that, and then took her down pretty hard along the wall. 10 seconds left, trying to get one shot. Trineri's going to get one here. Oh, a good shot. Blocker. Her glove save came right to Woodford, but the puck was flipping on her. Couldn't get as much on it as she want. Over to Trineri, and the buzzer sounds. Oh, a good 10-second snip there. Woodford thought she had one off of that rebound and just couldn't corral it.
If that's a sneak preview of the minute 44 remaining in the power play, that's bodes well for the Jaguars. They look very, very strong there. Really nice shot by Ava Trineri in its own right, but it also created a great rebound opportunity. Unfortunately, Jags couldn't put it in, but it did go to the stick of Etta Woodford, who did get the lone goal in the first period there, giving the Jaguars the 1-0 lead after the first shots, 10-4 in favor of the Jaguars. Minneapolis has had a couple opportunities where they've dominated the puck in their offensive zone, but in general, the ice has been tilted in the Jaguars' favor.
Minneapolis had the one breakaway early on. That was probably their best scoring opportunity. Only 4 shots. I'm noticing, John, Minneapolis only has the 10 skaters as well, but I see 3 players on the bench in sort of warm-up fatigues with helmets on. Generally speaking, that's indicative of a player injury or something that's preventing them from playing. 3 with only 10 playing, that's a pretty high percentage.
Indeed, and maybe that affects the varsity game as well, or who gets called up, or who can play both from that perspective. You know, we are in the penultimate game for the Jaguar JV team this year. Last home game for them. They, of course, will play Saturday at Orono at 1 o'clock. The game will bring you, as well as the varsity game at 3 o'clock out at Orono. But at this time of year, unfortunately, players, are more likely to, get injured or not be able to play for the rest of the season here. So something that might be affecting their team. But Minneapolis hanging in there, down just by a goal, even though they only had 4 shots on goal here. And as we go into this second period, as we always do, Ryan, we'll see it a little bit, the ice a little bit slower, not necessarily the skaters here. And it's also the period of the long change. So just some different dynamics that take place in the second period of a JV game.
You mentioned this is a second to last game for JV. Right now, coming in, they were sporting a record of 13-10, John. I think last year the JV team only lost a total of 4 games. That's been a little more competitive this year, a lot more one-goal games. But I also feel like they've sort of hit their stride the last few weeks, maybe starting with the holiday tournament. They've seemed to gel a bit, which is not surprising considering how much the lineup's been in flux relative to last year, where they had a much more static roster. But yeah, so 13-10, still above 500. A big shout out to Ada Bird. So far on the season, she's played 22 of those 23 games, missed 1, I think, with an illness. She's 12-10 with just over a 90% save percentage. Now that's not accounting. I have not added yet the stats for New Prague, but my guess is that probably wouldn't have moved the needle that much. And John, 90% is sort of the target threshold for a goalie. Try to be near that mark.
Hard to get to, but certainly a mark of a good season for a goalie, and Ada Bird certainly is a good goalie and has had a good season and continues it today because, even though she only has 4 shots, as you mentioned, and this wasn't even officially a shot, Minneapolis' best chance was a breakaway. And the way that Ada played it, it seemed to push the Minneapolis forward to her left, and she slightly missed the shot and hit the board in back of her, but Ada cut off the angle really successfully there. So as we begin the second period, we see the Minneapolis player who had gotten a call 16 seconds right before Wilhelmina Wood from Justice Page, which means she's an 8th grader, actually playing well out there, but got flagged. And so Jags still have a minute 44 in the penalty in the power play here.
Ada wanted us to send well wishes to her dad as well, John. who broke his leg trying to hold on to the last vestiges of youth playing old man hockey a few weeks back. But he's here cheering on Ada. First time out of the house in a couple weeks, as I understand it.
Indeed.
Get well soon.
Yep. Israel really a gamer and plays a lot of hockey, and took a bad fall in a game, and going to be on crutches for a bit here. And he's thrilled to be here. He gave us a shout out, so you know, when I say us, you and I, but also our friends Kurt and Jason, who are part of the broadcast crew here, because he said this is the way he's been able to keep up on the JV team, and of course his daughter in the net here. So,
well, and credit to him for paying attention during all those youth safety trainings where you go into the boards feet first, not head first.
Absolutely.
If you're going to break something, rather your leg.
No doubt about it. I didn't want to see his head bandaged up instead of his foot, but he's in a.
Speaking of rough play, yes. Bloomington here going to give back the man advantage, I think. I'm just waiting to see who that's on. Looks like Hoffbeck knowingly skating to the bench. We heard the thud. We don't have a great angle on that
you can tell
lower corner down
here.
There, but we
looks
could
like
hear
a cross check.
We could hear the boom.
Yeah, looks like a cross check, and it sounded like a cross check, that's for sure. So what we'll have is 4-on-4 hockey for 57 seconds, and then the Minneapolis will then have a power play, to their advantage here as well. Face-off will be to Ada Bird's right, taken by Tyus. Minneapolis
wins that draw. They force it, or try to force it into the corner. Ooh, a good shot from the short wall there. Yeah. But Tyus lost a glove getting that out of the zone. Keith bringing it to her. That's delivery with a smile.
Good forechecking hustle there by First as well, who almost was able to snap a shot off on the 4-on-4 opportunity here. But and Tyus tries a backhand.
Backhand is the theme of the night, John. I feel like every shot we get's a backhand. First tried to get the rebound on net, but was also on her backhand.
Well, I mentioned we counted them against New Prague. They had 4 backhand attempts. They've had at least that many just over a period here as well. So that's a sign of growth of a team, because those can really take a goalie by surprise and be difficult to stop.
Tyus gets it ahead to First. She takes it behind the net, waiting for a line mate to join her in the offensive end. That's Thornburg, fresh on the ice. It ends up on Lindman's stick. She throws it in front, gets through skates, and Thornburg tucks it in the far side post. You mentioned this earlier, John. You throw pucks on net, good things happen.
And timing is everything in life, and certainly in hockey here. It was exactly at the time when the penalty box door opened for Minneapolis. They were just about to have a 5-on-4 opportunity here. They will still enjoy that, but the Jaguars will enjoy a 2-0 lead here as they kill off a 56-second shorthanded situation. Very nice goal there, Ryan.
Thornburg with the goal, Lindman with the assist. Lindman shooting that from the blue line. Thornburg honestly was just sort of like skidding to the net, waiting for the whistle, and all of a sudden that puck just popped out right to her. Good save by Bird there. Traffic in front. Minneapolis, another shot. That hit a piece of Bird's pad, got wide. Thornburg tries to clear the zone. Sort of kicking at it, poking at it. She's held up on the far side wall. Minneapolis, that shot hit a stick in front. Herman goes off the glass, but that's not going to get out. Held in, 20 seconds left. Centering pass goes through the crease. Woodford now. She succeeds in throwing it all the way down.
Nice clear right there.
She's going to get to that puck first. Comes around the net looking for Woodford. She throws it back to the point. Herman to Woodford in front, but she's tied up.
The
Jags at full strength. Hoffbeck out of the box. Goes right onto the ice with her line mates. Dumps it in deep. Couple of Jags change behind the play.
I mentioned timing a moment ago. Megan Hoffbeck came out of the box just as that puck was nearing her as well, so that worked out quite well. It didn't turn into a breakaway opportunity, but helped stop the momentum of Minneapolis at that point.
Bloomington now leading in shots 13-5. Again, I think that's probably underrepresented. I would bet that we're probably closer to 16. Oh, good hold by Minneapolis there at the blue line. But Keith, good cross-ice pass to Tyus. She goes right back the other way. Hits Woodford tape to tape. Shot on net. Minneapolis goalie holds on. Had her hand tied a little bit, but she kept the rebound from getting loose. We'll get a offensive zone draw.
A nice sharp shot by Etta Woodford creates not just a face-off opportunity, but an ability for the Jags to change up their line. Always important when they just have 10 total skaters here. And puck face-off one and puck controlled by the Jags, but Minneapolis may have a 2-on-1 developing here, Ryan.
Oh, Lindman, though, skates back, picks that up very calmly, comes around the net, pass attempt, second effort, gets it ahead to Sam Nevent. She gets it out to Tyus, or tries to. It's back on Sam Nevent's stick, head to first. First dumps that in. Minneapolis goes D to D. Good passing here by Minneapolis to get it to center ice, but a turnover. First has it again, but has her stick lifted. Dumped in. Lindman retrieves the puck, goes behind the net. She's got First on the sidewall. First trying to get it ahead to Thornburg. It ends up on Keith's stick. Her clearing attempt, though, held in. Good snapshot by Minneapolis. Puck came right back to the slot. Lindman there ties up the Minneapolis player, prevents a shot. Sam Nevent makes a move, but runs into a second defender. Thornburg's got it now. She gets around the first. She's going to pick up speed. Got Sam Nevent with her, but she's probably going to go for a change along with First. Thornburg, centering pass, nobody there. Picks up her own. And that puck gets tipped out to center ice.
You know, Ryan, that was the third time that Minneapolis has had some sustained pressure in this game, and they look good doing it, but weathered very well by the Jaguar JV team here, including Ada Bird here. Shots are 14-5 overall for the Jaguars.
Thornburg covering roughly, I would say probably 1,000 feet on that single draw. She goes off for a well-needed rest. Tyus is going to chase into the corner. Hoffbeck and Woodford coming in to help out. 3 Jags there battling for it. Woodford comes away with it. Comes back to Herman. Herman goes D to Trineri. Trineri just throws it into the far side corner. Hoffbeck tries to go up the boards. Trineri in a puck race. She holds it in. Good play by Trineri there. Minneapolis trying to get it out. Held in by Herman. She pokes one just through the defender's feet. Goalie with a good save there. No doubt screened. Trineri holds it in. Dumps it deep. Bloomington sort of changing while trying to maintain the offensive zone. Hoffbeck getting cleared away. Tyus comes in to assert some authority. Now they're fighting for it. That clearing attempt comes back to the blue line. Trineri's shot. Oh, hits a defender's stick, I think. I don't know. We'll see. I think that's Trineri's goal. Tyus was there, but I'm pretty sure it was the defender's stick that tipped it.
And boy, I mentioned she had 2 goals after playing on the blue line and moving to forward. Here she is from the blue line, looking like a forward, taking a nice sharp shot. And whether it went in straight or was deflected, just a terrific job by Ava Trineri. And some really good chemistry, Ryan, I see between her and Lola Herman, who are partnering on the blue line and are often, you know, when they play varsity, playing in the forward position. And so they really have some good offensive skills as well.
So just like that, Bloomington is out to a 3-0 lead. Not a lot of flash in this game, John, but just sustained pressure. Shots on net, traffic in front. Another shot from Tyus. That one goes high and wide. Sam Nevent tries to get it back to Lindman. Lindman's shot hit a skate, deflected into the corner. Minneapolis tries to clear, but held in by Sam Nevent again. Comes back the other way. That was Thornburg. Comes out to Keith. She's got to hurry, an aggressive forecheck. She calmly ditches that defender into the corner. Goes up the sidewall. That's cleared. Puck's on edge. Woodford's going to forecheck. Thornburg trailing. Got Sam Nevent out there with him as well. She goes for a change. Now Thornburg and Woodford harassing the Minneapolis D. But Minneapolis does a good job of getting that puck up. Cross ice pass. Doesn't quite connect, but they'll get it out across the red line. Thornburg's back. She's looking for Hoffbeck. Finds her. Good pass there. Hoffbeck dumps it in. Chases. Minneapolis speeds around the net. Now Woodford knocks the puck loose temporarily, but cleared out to the neutral zone. Trineri's got it. She finds Hoffbeck. Can't quite handle it, but it ends up on Thornburg's stick. She also can't handle it. Goes into the corner. We're about halfway through the second period. Good pass and shot there by Woodford. And Minneapolis just ices it down in need of a change.
Really
this was
nice.
Minneapolis getting caught on the long change, John.
No doubt about it. And Megan Hoffbeck and Elise Tyus giving assists, Ryan, on that goal by Ava Trineri. That goal being the third for the Jaguars so far this game. We're at 7:14, so just past the almost exact halfway point through this JV game here. And the Jaguars look very solid. Minneapolis has certainly put up a fight and had some sustained offensive pressure, but Jaguars with significantly more shots, including that nice sharp one by Ava Trineri, who just scored the third Jaguar goal. 17-5 shots in favor of the Jaguars, 3-0 in terms of goals favoring Jefferson as well.
That shot coming off a really nice pass from first, and the goalie did an excellent job glove saving that and holding on, because Tyus was there just waiting for that puck to hit the ground. She was going to take another whack at it.
She did a really nice job, and Wildham, the 8th grader out of Justice Page Middle School in Minneapolis, has actually played a really solid game here. She stopped 14 of the 17 official shots. As you mentioned, there might even be actually a few more than that aren't up on the board, but she's played well and made a nice save right there as well.
And a lot of those shots, John, coming through traffic, which makes it all the harder because you never know if it's going to get redirected. Puck comes out to center ice. Trineri tries to make a move, but she's going to get a trip there. Not a bad play by her. She sort of lost her edge, turned the puck over. Might have prevented a breakaway there. And not overtly intentional, but
no, but when
you got to make
really
that
had to
call.
No question about it. Yeah, and but as you say, you got to make that call. And yet, Ryan, that may not have been the worst penalty to take, because we were just on the cusp of a Minneapolis breakaway here. Jags have been successful on the penalty kill so far tonight, but they'll have to test it again as they have Lindman and Woodford and Hoffbeck and Keith out there, as well as Ada Bird, who gloves out
really
very
good
nicely.
save by Bird there, sliding across, glove that. So that was Minneapolis's officially their 6th shot. Bloomington doing a good job of limiting offensive zone time and similarly shots. Keith does a good job icing that all the way down. Hoffbeck's going to get to that puck first.
That was a nice job icing it all the way down, because she had to saucer pass there, get it over some Minneapolis sticks, did a nice job of it. And here's Lindman with a nice back check defending there and keeping Minneapolis from getting a breakaway.
Lindman also does a good job finding a crease. She gets it all the way down behind the net. Hoffbeck on the forecheck, but the Minneapolis player gets through both Woodford and Hoffbeck around Lindman, looking for a pass, centering pass. Doesn't get redirected on net. Keith was there helping out.
Nice attempt by Minneapolis. That might have been their best so far tonight.
They try to jam it into the far side post, and on a second attempt, they push that through Ada Bird's skate. Minneapolis with a power play goal. They're on the board, down 3-1.
5:46 remaining here in the second period. 3-1 Jaguars. Shots 18-7. Nice effort there on the power play by Minneapolis. Certainly the Jags are doing everything they could to defend, but on the second attempt to just whack it in the corner, they somehow were able to get that past Ada Bird, who's played very well tonight and for the season here. But we got a little bit of a tighter hockey game, 2-goal lead here as Tyus takes the faceoff and wins it at center ice.
Off of the draw, Trineri gets taken off the puck, comes back out to center ice. Herman tries to dump that in. Bloomington, a couple of defensive turnovers here in the neutral zone. One that led to the penalty. That one could have been dangerous as well. Minneapolis showing a little renewed vigor here.
Nice forecheck there by Elise Tyus, getting the puck off the Minneapolis defender's stick and trying to keep the pressure on the offensive zone. Goes into neutral.
Trineri makes a good play this time, just backhands it up ahead to Tyus. Tyus dumps it in behind the net. Sam DeVent on the puck. Minneapolis trying to get it out, but it's going to come back to Herman with a lot of room. She decides to skate it in, makes another move, ends up behind the net. Now she's looking for a pass, tries to ditch a defender, another move, dancing back there. Centering pass to Sam DeVent. Sam DeVent slides it on net. Not much on it, but got the shot. Goalie saved, covered it up. Get an offensive zone draw.
Nice save by Walden, nice pressure by the Jags there. That Minneapolis goal by Anna Davis, their forward, unassisted Ryan, which reflects the fact that she was just there, able to take a couple whacks at it, and the second whack was, we couldn't tell because Adabird's back was to us. It either hopped over her stick, or just barely got in the corner there. But Jags go back into the neutral zone here, but the indirect pass trying to get into the offensive zone, but Minneapolis takes control.
Thornburg's got to be careful here with the stick. Centering pass goes through, ends up behind the net. Minneapolis trying to get it in front. They got 2 players there, but Keith ends up stealing it. Goes behind the net to Lindman. Lindman gets it ahead to Hoffbeck. Hoffbeck tried to one-touch it to Thornburg. Got slowed down a little bit. She gets it ahead to Woodford, but in her skates couldn't quite handle it. Minneapolis has it now. They try to go up to the near side wall. Thornburg slowed down that pass. Now Woodford steals it. Trying to get a shot off, but she's tied up. Drops it back to Keith. Keith smartly thought about going D to D, but that would have been going the other way, so she dumps it behind the net. Woodford tried to get it, I think, out to Lindman, but that hit traffic. Here comes Minneapolis the other way. A really hard shot from even before they got to the blue line. Bird makes a good save, kicks that right to Lindman. Lindman's going to carry it. She dumps it in deep. Bloomington going for a change. Lindman stays on the forecheck, trying to slow down the Minneapolis counterattack. Woodford now, she's got it, but she's got under pressure 2 Minneapolis defenders. Sam
so there's an example right there where
out.
Etta Woodford went down, but it really wasn't a trip.
No.
It was more just
She got caught up in
contact.
traffic.
Yep. So the refs were wise to hold on to their whistles there.
Minneapolis looking speedy here in this tail end of the second period, John. That goal seems to have given them a spark.
Indeed. They played better here this second part of the second period here. Again, the long change period, and no break in between the periods because they don't clear the ice there, so both teams are probably getting just a little bit fatigued. Jaguars trying to get it into neutral here, successfully done by Sam Nebeth and put into the corner by Elise Tyus as Jaguars, all 5 of them, go off for a change.
Got 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. Jags got 5 fresh skaters out there. It comes to Herman at the red line. She's content just to throw it back in. Aggressive forecheck here. Thornburg's got it. She's got the point. Oh, but the pass flipped on her. Too late to get a shot off, so it's dumped into the corner. Oh, here comes Minneapolis the other way. Thornburg helping back check. Tried to toe drag, but Trineri saw that coming, picked it off. Gets to Hoffbeck. She's going to make a move. See if she goes blocker side upper corner. Tried to go backhand 5-hole. Good save by the Minneapolis goaltender there.
Good save, good move by Megan Hoffbeck, but well done by the 8th grader Walden, the goalie.
Hoffbeck operating with not a lot of space down there. Not much she could do from close range. Good move to try to go 5-hole. Puck's turned over. Here comes Herman. She's got Hoffbeck ahead of her again. Hoffbeck swings wide, lets Herman enter the zone. Oh, that shot again almost off a defender. Just missed the far side post. Minneapolis goes D to D. Get it out to the wing. Cross ice pass again. Minneapolis has it. They're just going to dump it in. They go for a change. Bloomington dragging a little bit here. They could probably use a change themselves. Got to be careful. Herman makes a couple of moves. Woodford tried to one-touch it ahead to Thornburg, but didn't connect on it. Woodford's going to get a second chance, third chance. Still can't get it across the blue line. Trineri now. Puck being batted around, kept wide. Bloomington in need of a change here. They get it to Hoffbeck, but again held in. Shot, toe saved by Bird. Trineri makes a move. Goes cross ice looking for Woodford, but succeeds in getting it minimum to the red line. But Bloomington not able to get a change yet, not deep enough. Here comes Minneapolis again the other way. Bloomington on their heels. Oh, a turnover at the blue line. That'll help. 30 seconds left. And they get a shot on net. Save. Hits the side of the net. Bloomington just trying to hang on. Alone in front. There's a shot. Save. Another save. Third save. Bloomington with Minneapolis, I should say, with about 6 shots. And here goes Hoffbeck. She's going to run out of time, though, John. 3
Boy, look at that
seconds
speed
left.
with 3 seconds left here. Gets it into the corner, tries to center it. And Ryan, I had mentioned the 3 times Minneapolis was able to put pressure on. That last segment seemed about the culmination of those 3 times. That was sustained
That was 2
pressure
solid
by
minutes that they had
Minneapolis.
Bloomington on their heels.
Absolutely.
Just could not get it deep enough to get a change.
Yeah.
That was literally saved by the buzzer on that one, John.
Absolutely. And so Jaguars will take a well-deserved rest, as will Minneapolis. Again, they have just about 10 skaters on their side as well. Oldham, their goalie, has played very, very well, stopping 17 out of 20 shots. Ada Bird, her usual good game, stopping 10 out of 11 shots here. They will take a break to resurface the ice. We'll come back for the 3rd period. And Ryan, you and I will take a break here as well.
Yes, we will.
For the netminders, for Minneapolis goalie, Emma Rowland.
All right, we are back for the impending start of the third period. Sort of resetting where we're at here. The Jags are leading 3-1. They had a healthy shot advantage throughout most of the game, but a late flurry by Minneapolis. I think they credited them with 4 to 5 shots in the last 2 minutes there. It might have even been 1 or 2 more. We had a line that got stuck out there, and they were peppering Bird. Bird, to her credit, though, up to the task, did not let any get through. Held on until the buzzer, sort of like a prize fighter making it to the bell. And we'll get a chance to sort of reset with fast ice.
The whole line seemed on the ropes there for a minute there. But
they did.
To extend the Marshall metaphor, played rope-a-dope with Minneapolis and was able to, keep them off the board there. So very well played by that whole line, despite the fact that they really needed a change. But they come out fresh, the ice comes out fresh, and they look to try to build on this 3-1 lead here in the third period. They'll have the short change as they did in the first period here, Ryan. And one interesting thing to watch is to see if Coach Schramm mixes up the positions a little bit, as he often does. In the previous New Prague game, he moved Ava Trineri and Lola Herman up to forward in the third period. But boy, they both played very well at D. Ava Trineri, indeed, with the goal, from that position as well. So, we'll see.
We have seen Thornburg's played some D. It seems like she's sort of swapped out. Woodford, we haven't really seen much at D, like maybe a time or two, but for the most part, not really. Was Hoffbeck the one who slid back? Or no, I suppose New Prague, she wasn't out there.
Correct, for senior night, yeah. But it looks like as they come out here, the same D lineup of Lindman and Keith, her D partner, and flanking Elise Tyus at center will be Sam Neveth as well as first. Face-off won by Elise Tyus, but goes back into the defensive zone for the Jaguars as the Jags try to take control here.
Lindman back behind the net, loses the puck, but Tyus is there to help her out. Now it comes to Keith. Keith carries it, loses, shakes the defender. Now she's looking for a pass. Goes cross ice. Both Tyus and First were there, but I think they were each expecting the other to maybe grab that. Gets knocked right back in. Keith again. Loses the defender again. Little confusion there because Lindman just trying to stay out of the way. Keith gets it out of the zone. Dumps right back in. Lindman now on it. She's got some room to skate. She finds First on the near side wall. First cuts across the middle. With speed, enters the zone. Got Sam Neveth with her. Throws a puck on net. Deflected behind. Centering pass. Doesn't find anybody. And here comes Minneapolis the other way. Lindman angles the player out to the boards, but she cuts back to the middle. That shot gets deflected wide by Keith. Doesn't make it to the net. Minneapolis centering pass. Again, picked up by Keith, but she gets bodied off the puck. Now Thornburg, fresh off the bench, she retrieves. Trying to outskate the Minneapolis player. Gets it across the blue line. Sam Neveth makes a move. She's going to carry it in. Tried to find Thornburg. Ends up on Thornburg's stick, but she bats it through traffic. Sam Neveth even got it, I think, through the goalie, but missed the net. That shot from the point goes wide. Woodford, fresh off the bench with Trineri. Gets it to Thornburg. Thornburg back to Woodford. One-timer. Oh! Glove save by Minneapolis. That one also kind of was rolling on her. Not a super hard shot. A little flip, and she cradled that shot. We'll get an offensive zone draw.
No, but some of those that don't come in so hard, her glove was out, and if you misplay it, kind of like a softer line drive than you anticipate, at times it can be hard to get in the net. Before we move on from that sequence right there, we've talked about backhanded shots. There was a behind-the-back pass by Sam Neveth out there, and that was really well done.
So to answer your question, they've stuck with the lines they had. We have Trineri and Herman back still on as a D pairing. Same forward line, so consistent throughout the game here. That puck was offsides. Bloomington has to tag up. Trineri picks it up. She's going to carry it in. Gets around the D, but the last one poked it into the corner. Hoffbeck covering for it. It's going to be held in by Herman. Herman just trying to keep it deep. shoves it behind the net, hands off to Woodford there. Woodford, the clearing attempt, hit Tyus, tough angle shot, but got it on net. Out to Herman. Herman just throws it in front, little wide. Tyus off the rebound. That hit the side of the net. Minneapolis now struggling to get it out of their zone. They get out to the red line, but successfully bodied off the puck there by Woodford. Herman throws that puck deep. She goes for a change. First centering pass. Sam DeVent tried to get a poke on net, but had it knocked out. Comes back to our blue line. Up the sidewall to Sam DeVent. Loses that puck. Tyus there to help out. Puck just seems either, I don't know, sticky or something here, John. Everybody seems to be struggling to corral it.
Both sides, absolutely.
Turnover in front of the net, but no shot on net. Tyus finally succeeds in getting it out to the red line. First, dumps it in deep. Couple of Bloomington skaters go for a change. First on the forecheck. Puck comes out to center ice.
There was
Lindman,
a fortuitous skate there by Tyus coming off the ice, and the puck stopped by her skate, or it could have gone down for an icing. So instead, looks like Minneapolis needs to get on side here.
Hoffbeck picks it up. She goes D to Keith. Keith looking. She decides to just dump it in deep. Goalie stops that behind the net, but Thornburg steals the puck. She skates out front, drops it back to Herman. Herman gets a shot through. Another Minneapolis goalie's glove's been really solid since about the midway through the first period, John. It seemed like she was struggling with rebounds. Ever since then, she's done a good job of holding on to that first shot.
Ryan, we like to note on both sides, really athletic plays, sometimes that are picked up on camera, sometimes may not make it to camera. I'll give the referee credit on one of those. A shot came right at her. She went back on her heels, did a little dance, avoided falling down, stopping the play or stopping the puck. That was really well played by her as a ref. And of course, as a ref, you never want to be noticed, but I'll give her a shout out for
good agility there.
Yep. Absolutely.
So there he goes, passes it down to Thornburg. Thornburg, good pass to Herman. Herman makes a move, snaps one. I think that might have hit a D in front. Didn't get through to the net. I think she had the upper corner, but defense helping out. Puck being batted around in front. Puck thrown on net, but wide. Thornburg again gets it back to Trineri. Trineri right back in front. Stick save into the corner. Batted behind the net. Thornburg again tries to find Woodford. This line just all sorts of pressure right now. Been out there for about a solid minute plus. Possessing the puck, peppering the goalie. That pass attempt deflected, but Woodford's got it. Minneapolis now on their heels, comes back to Herman. Herman looks, goes behind the net to Woodford. Woodford looking for a centering pass, kicks it. I honestly think John Bloomington's tired from playing offense.
You know, when Bloomington's playing well as they are this game, and this happened with New Prague too, they get really low. They are down deep by the goalie there. They were able to park Megan Hoffbeck behind the net for a while to try to set up plays. They almost look like they were on a power play.
Bloomington gets a change. Trineri called for that puck, carries it in, smartly drops it behind the net, gives the forecheckers a chance to take the zone. And here we are again, Bloomington pressuring the puck. Tyus forces a turnover. Sam DeVent gets it in front. First drops it back for Keith, but Keith couldn't handle that pass, a little hard. She goes hard to Herman. Herman skates it behind the net, just trying to kill a little time, let her back checkers come back to help out. First gets a one touch, but that doesn't connect with Tyus. Shot hits traffic, bouncing around. Tyus just clears the zone. Sam DeVent's side, she forechecks, forces a bad pass. First tried to backhand it in, but missed on that. Comes back to Keith. Keith up to first, then to Tyus. Tyus dumps it in. Forward line going to change. Lindemann and Keith still out there. Keith with the aggressive pinch, holds the zone, gives the forwards a chance to get out. Now Woodford's got it. She backhands it down for Hoffbeck. Hoffbeck tries to go behind the net to Thornburg. Doesn't connect there. Comes back to Keith. Keith again behind the net. Not getting shots here, but keeping it in the zone, trying to wear down those Minneapolis defenders.
You know, Ryan, outside of those two glove shaves that we mentioned there have not been many whistles in this period. We're already down to half the period being over, 7-4 2:40 remaining here in the third. And notably, Minneapolis does not have a shot yet this period.
Bloomington is doing an excellent job with puck possession, being patient, looking for passing lanes. There's a big collision, but Lindman holds the zone. Again, that clearing attempt hits traffic, and Thornburg throws it in. Bloomington cycling off a couple of forwards here. This is about as sustained an offensive zone assault that we've seen this year. About 6 minutes, and here comes Minneapolis the other way. Lindman trying to catch up, pressuring the puck, and does a good enough job just making her presence known that the forward couldn't really make a solid move, and Bird trapped the puck. Woodford now the other way, one-on-one. She loses the puck. Samnevent taken down. Probably a fair non-call. I think she might have just lost an edge. And Minneapolis dumps it in. They'll go for a change. Trenary around the net, makes a move, but turns it over. That shot hits Herman. Another turnover. This time the shot gets through. Blocker save. Bloomington's got to be a little more careful with the defensive zone passes up the middle. That's about 3 straight turnovers, only one of them resulting in a shot. Tyus peels the puck away from the pile.
Boy, Herman got mugged down there in the corner by 2 Minneapolis players, and the whistle's notably silent on that exchange there. They're letting them play, but doing it on both sides.
Samnevent dumps it in. Tyus attempted a tough angle shot. She's tied up by 3 different Minneapolis defenders down there. Trenary goes D to Herman. Herman dumps it in. Onside. Minneapolis had a chance there for a breakout. I don't think recognized it.
Nice stick by Megan Hoffbeck to break it up as well.
Puck comes on net, no icing. Another fresh set of skaters out for Bloomington. And that no icing, they said Bloomington could have touched it. I think Keith was expecting the whistle. She retrieves. She's got a stretch pass there from Woodford if she can get it to her. Got tipped, but did make it all the way to the blue line, but immediately cleared. Poked back to Keith. Keith goes D to Lindman. Lindman, got to be careful. Oh, it takes the body. Got away with one. The ref right there. Good play. Keith again loses the forechecker. Goes back to Lindman. Lindman goes cross ice, but connects tape to tape with Woodford there. Woodford gets it to Thornburg. She's got Hoffbeck charging that nice drop pass to Woodford. Oh, you can see Etta threw her head back. She wanted a slightly better shot there. I think she was going for the blocker side corner, John, and just didn't get under it enough. Shot it into the goalie's breadbasket.
But boy, that line is playing well and passing well to each other. A nice clear lane by Etta Woodford. Nice save by William, the goalie, who now has 25 saves on 28 shots. Etta Woodford, 12 saves on 13. 3-1 Jaguar lead with fewer than 5 minutes remaining here, Ryan.
Here comes Tyus. She's on her backhand. She's trying to get to her forehand. She cuts in front. Chipped one from a tough angle. Tried to get it in front. Samnevent got spun down. Samnevent's been taken down several times in this game, John.
Indeed. Gotten right back up, but it's been a physical game.
It has. There's been a lot of sort of wrestling along the boards.
It's been, there have been some penalties, but certainly nothing cheap that has happened on either
Just
side.
A lot of scrums.
Yeah, it's hockey's a physical game, and they're proving it tonight.
Puck dumped in. Bloomington trying to get a change, but Minneapolis turned it around before they could get a chance. Tyus on somewhat dead legs, helping to back check regardless. Good hustle from Tyus there. She gets it into the corner, gets it ahead to Woodford if she can get it out. Stumped back in. Lindman retrieves. She and Keith probably in need of a change as well. That clearing attempt's going to be held in. Second attempt by Lindman. Bloomington, 4 players trying to shove that across the blue line and don't succeed. But Keith finally gets it. Has a little trouble handling it. She swings wide. Bloomington just needs to get it out of the zone here. Keith's going to carry it out. Good play by Keith. Uses the body to protect it. Held for a second there. Again, the puck dumped in. Herman on the ice. Couple of fresh skaters out. She gets it to Woodford. Woodford sees Hoffbeck up, but doesn't have a passing lane, so she slides it up. Both Woodford and Hoffbeck pressing. They force a turnover. Comes to Herman. Herman back down to Thornburg. Goes behind the net. Cleared to Minneapolis on the far side wall. Comes to center ice. Trineri just gets a stick on it enough to like break up the forecheck and the on rush. Now Bloomington trying to force a turnover. They do. Held in momentarily. Oh, Thornburg tried to get it to Herman, but that pass a little too hard. Herman turns. Tries to carry it in herself. That's going to be offsides. Bloomington's going to have to tag up. And Woodford steals it again and dumps it in deep. Minneapolis just can't get it into the offensive zone, and when they do, they can't really get anything established.
And that also allows the Jaguars to change an occasional skater, much more challenging for Minneapolis right now. So they're getting pretty tired out there. And indeed, there's only 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the third period.
Yeah, this third period, John, has just flown by, as you alluded to. Very few whistles, and just like an extremely hard-fought game along the boards, in the corners, behind the nets.
No goals, no penalties. Certainly some saves, especially by Wilden, the Minneapolis goalie, but in general, just a fast skating
Herman
period.
With a speedy rush, and then at the last minute had the puck poked just over her stick as she tried to cut to the front of the net. Now Sam Nevent wrestling on the boards. Tyus goes back to Trineri. Trineri finds First. First has got some room, centering pass to Tyus. That puck gets knocked free. 1:26 left. Sam Nevent deflects that pass. Minneapolis. Both teams kind of, John, at this point looking tired. I mean, they've been skating nonstop. Third period. A lot of snow buildup along the sidewalls. And again, the puck just being batted around. Sam Nevent tries to make a move. Minneapolis cannot get it across the blue line.
Just a minute remaining here in the third, and if the Jaguars have anything to say about it in the game here, as Taylor Keith brings it below the goal line there, tries to get it clear to Megan Hoffbeck, indeed does. And so the Jaguars now take control of it with Megan Hoffbeck, who has Thornburg on her left.
There's only 36 seconds left. Minneapolis with a rush. That shot goes wide. Keith's got it. I feel like Keith's been out there 2/3 of this third period, John. We're calling her name constantly. Oh, no goalie. That's Minneapolis. Tried to get it deep. Empty net at the moment. Minneapolis, good outlet pass. They've got a numbers advantage here if they can capitalize. Puck bounces around. That shot goes wide. That might clear the zone on its own. 8 seconds left. Bloomington is going to try to tie this up along the sidewall. Try to prevent it from getting in front. Good centering pass. But Lindman prevents that final shot. There's the buzzer. And I'll be honest, John, after that, the first period, I did not anticipate. This game sort of changed as the game went on. And I think the key there, after Bloomington took the 3-0 lead, Minneapolis scored, sort of got back in it, and then this third period was just a slugfest.
Well, it really was fire wagon hockey, as often it's called here. But credit to both teams here. Jaguars more than doubled up in shots, 28-13, and tripled in terms of score, 3-1 here. Able to get yet another victory here in what, for some of these players, will be their last game here on Rink 3.
Good point.
Of course, they'll play at Orono, a game that we will bring to you, but this is the last home JV game. Unfortunately, the JV do not have playoffs. If they did, I would like the Jaguars' chances. They've gotten better all year, and particularly these last few games have played really, really well, but they will play at Orono. They'll, of course, all be back hopefully next year with an opportunity, to play, but we will be moving over to the current Rink 3. Whether they call that Rink 1 at that time, we'll have to find out the new math here in terms of how they identify it. But, they're going to be moving in terms of where the high school action takes place here. But we will bring you the varsity action here right around 7 o'clock here in a big game against Minneapolis, Ryan.
Correct. And John, correct me if I'm wrong, the last game against Orono is Saturday afternoon, so JV at 1 or noon? Do you know offhand?
JV at 1 o'clock, so
okay.
Please tune in there. Varsity at 3 o'clock. Orono varsity team, of course, very, very strong, highly ranked in the state. JV team certainly will give our team a challenge as well, and we look forward to bringing you both of those broadcasts from Orono, Minnesota.
All right, well, John and I will conclude this broadcast. We'll be turning it over to the varsity broadcast here in about 45 minutes, and we will be back Saturday afternoon.
You do a great job broadcasting. I watch a lot for the varsity.